today we got it. The Randonaut is ready to explore, guys, but because I know sometimes I feel a little need for that extra, confidence, protection or whatever, because I'm going to try and do a spot of geocaching today, okay, and it's like when people can't see me, that's the idea. So today's suit of armour is going to be a bit of an invisibility cloak as well, I'm hoping. Invisible where I'm going. Because I want to go back to where I was the other night filming by that Masonic Lodge and get some daytime shots of it for you so you can actually see that it is a Masonic hall, because you've only got my fucking word for it, ain't you? I've showed you nothing, so I'm going to get it from the outside so you can see what it was I was talking to when I was saying that building opposite. Now to do that I need my suit of armour, my original suit of armour, plus he's knit up to his neck with these bastards as much as I am, really, if at all. So yeah, in the name of adventure, but Randonautica is coming after I've got them shots of the building, because I don't want to look like a complete and utter numpty. Like, if you ain't seen the Masonic Lodge, then you've only got my word for it. So it weren't quite as spooky as I thought, because you couldn't see what I could see. Well, I'm going to show you as well next what I could see that night, and zoomed in. Like, you tell me what you see when we zoom in, okay? But the Amazonic Hall, it's a weird shaped building similar to a church, except it's got two big huge chimneys at the very end of the building, and I believe the actual shape and the archaeology on the building means something as well. The way it's been built, the way it's facing, the way the entrance will face, and other things placed inside. It's all laid out in a certain order for a certain reason. Okay, we'll just say reason. So this is what I am going to look like today, guys. Going out, playing Randonautica with my other old trusty phone, not the one that's recording this. And what I want to do before I go anywhere is just scroll back to last Easter when I did all the bonkers intent. And what the fuck's all in here? I've clearly wedged some. We've got a picture of Madonna, random. We've got a concert ticket present. Rebel Heart, Manchester. Oh, Manchester, I fucking love that place. That was when I drove up with my ex-girlfriend, 14th of December 2015. So I saw her 3 times, saw her in London, saw her in Manchester, saw her in Birmingham, that's all. It's a good fucking job I did that. I took a loan out from the bank for £1,000. Yeah. Oh my god, no way. My last Blue Rando video, I drew the Levi dog at the very end. There's the original. I don't believe it, look. It's the E17 fan club letter. I did say I was going to compare it, so that's what I drew, guys. That was the dog. And then I did the E17. Yeah, it was called the K9 Club, the E17's fan club. Oh my god, and a thing to buy the Steam merch. Oh my god. Is it Steam? Yeah. And every couple of months you got a magazine called Bone Idol. I was never a member of the club, but oh look, and there's the dogs on the t-shirt. I wonder if I sent this off with a tenner, if I get a Levi t-shirt. I wish. Wow, the K9 Club. Oh. So yeah, anyway, that was the dog. That was the Levi dog. And there was many variants. Like that one's completely cross-eyed. That one's got glasses on. Yeah, I drew that one a lot too, with the shades on. He's absolutely fucked off his head, I think. He's had some mushrooms. So, yeah. I might draw some more of them. I've got a Kate Bush compilation. Okay, and that's your random shit that was in my the official guide to Randonautica. And this book is brilliant. It's not hard to read. It's not rocket science. It's been made so that dickheads like me can understand what I feel when I play this app. this ain't bullshit either. This is like really, I really play Randonautica. I really believe in Randonautica. And since starting reading it, that's where my bookmarks at. That's where I've got to in. I want to read this actually, because like the page it's on, just this little bit here. The section's called What Noveltyism Can Do for Humanity. Okay, it's important for the advancement of humanity that the entire society, not just a small set of privileged scientists, starts looking for new advancements in life. That's where novelty comes in. That search for the hidden corners of human awareness is a great way to find new possibilities that we haven't even considered yet. Novelty is treasure. It's the spice of life. The search for novelty has driven humans throughout history to dare to look in places no one had before for potentially interesting things. As technology progresses and information is shared at an increasingly rapid pace, more and more novelty is being created all the time, See, you can even predict what it's going to say. Okay. Philosopher Terence McKenna had a theory, don't start, called time wave zero, which was a fractal function based on based on the divinatory text, the I Ching, and that stated that time goes on with the amount of novelty increases. The I Ching, or Book of Change, is concerned with how archetypes dynamically change and relate to one another. Okay, while studying I Ching, McKenna came up with a theory that novelty increasingly grows with time until reaching a point which he called the transcendental object at the end of time. I've heard of this. I know about that, sort of. I'm an old raver and I... What the hell are you doing? Ain't dogs naughty? Ain't dogs just fucking naughty? She was trying to get stuff out the bin then. Woman, I've only got a couple of more sentences to read. Give me a fucking break. Then you get your bone, then Mummy goes out randonauting and to get some pictures of that fucking Masonic Lodge before it gets dark. Sorry about my language, folks. I just hate being interrupted every time I'm trying to do a fucking video, and then after I've fucking done it anyway, you can't even hear me. So, as I was saying, the transcendental object at the end of time, also commonly known as the singularity, the technological singularity which is accelerated by noveltyism, is an example of an attractor in time. Yeah, that's right, it's a dwell point. The temporal gravity caused by the novelty is hypothesised to be boundary breaking. Okay, it's hypothesised, it's just what they expect. And once the singularity arrives, all that is left will be eternity with no boundaries. From this singular source of novelty that all things emanate. It is from this singular source of novelty that all things emanate and are naturally inclined to seek a way back to. It is possible that when we go randonauting, the inspiration for the answers we receive comes from this singularity. Oi! I did say it wasn't rocket science. That bit was a mouthful, and it's only because I know about the transcendental object at the end of time because of the shaman. Believe it or not. Ebenezer Good, the shaman, because of one of their songs, which I'm going to play later now, because I can't believe that's been mentioned in here. Man, I just thought that was me being weird. Oh my god, I'm going to find some more answers out now, and I'm going to end up learning what the fuck that song was about, but it's to do with, at the time, 12:30, I just thought drugs, but obviously there's a lot more to it than that, because it's popped up in Randonautica. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. And this just mentioned I Ching. There's Chinese symbols on my bookmark. Now, that is random, because my sister gave me that, and I've never noticed them before, because it's normally in back to front. But back to the front. Okay, so we're on page 64 and 65 of that. I need to just pop that back in there. That's not what I've opened the book for. I didn't intend to open the book to read to you today. We were going back 1 year to last Easter. Because at the back of this, there's cool little Randonautica diaries to help you remember. Because things get a bit weird and you can forget shit, especially if it's been so long. This was on the 6th and 7th of April 2023. I did this. My mum was in the hospital. I did this. I would diva howling, singing to me. You'll get a bone in a minute when I finish this segment of the video and I go out the door. Okay, so we had 6 intentions, not 12. The order of intent, we had number 1, true love, number 2, an owl, number 3, which was the Easter bunny, number 4, hope, strength and life glue, number 5 was magic, and number 6 was indeed a scouser. Right guys, so we're where I was at the other night. Whoa. No, we're not. We're not getting out at the minute. Go fuck yourselves. Why is it whenever I want to do anything, 10 million things happen at once? So I just want to show you where I was at the other night. With my seatbelt still on. I said I was up by the churches on the hill. These are indeed the church upon the hill. So that's where I was the other night when I come looking for the Wolfman. Wednesbury Wolfman. Nice. Alrighty then. So I'll show you this. I intend to show you this. Yeah, I knew it would be behind me. Behind me here, there you can see Masonic hall. And the 2 chimneys either side. That is what I was talking to the other night. Alright, now I did promise a Randonautica adventure. I've got my Randonautica t-shirt on. That is what I'm going to deliver. I wouldn't have saw that video today if I weren't meant to go randonauting. Also, I read that part of the book to you, so I'm just thinking, what the hell can my intent be? And it's obviously going to be something that's a novelty, something novel, because this is a really quick one, but I'm just in the middle of getting my daily free owl tokens, so we'll click that. Daily tokens free. 150 owl tokens are now loaded. Now last for 24 hours. You get them every day, they renew themselves. So, back. Right, now I'm not planning on going too far because it's getting dark, and it's not advised to play in the dark, it really ain't. I have played in the dark, but 9 times out of 10 this thing takes me to a fucking house in the States or outside a house. It very rarely takes me to anywhere novel. I've accidentally, no I haven't, I thought I closed it, then I haven't. Right, so then we go back to, it's been that long guys since I've played this. My name, my random name, Stirring Finger Force, believe it or not, and that was a random generating name for me on here. Yeah, that's me, that's Rando Porty, Stirring Finger Force. Finger Force, get it? Never mind. So, point finder, and with that, do we do an power, an attractor, or a void? Power, attractor, or a void? Well, it was talking about the attractor or dwell point that lies ahead in the temporal defense. I can't even believe that was. So we're going to do an attractor. Plus that joke I put on last week, that shit joke, tractor fan, extractor fan. Never mind. Right then. So I've clicked on. Oh god, this is so hard to do. Okay, so I've got to select. It's on power at the minute, guys. You can see that there's a little electricity sign next to power. So if I click on attractor, oh no, the power sign, oh, never mind. Right, if you look at the ones that aren't selected are hollow, and attractor is selected. Attractor is selected. I have selected attractor, right? And what was the intent again? Novelty. A novelty. A novelty. Something novel. A novelty. No true anomaly available. There isn't a truly anomalous experience in your radius. Try again momentarily or try increasing your radius. Well, I can believe that because my radius is only like 0.99. I don't want to go too far though, so if I set the radius to... let me change it then, right, to 1.6 miles, that'll do. I don't plan on going far at all. Right, that's set to 1.6 miles. And we were doing an attractor. Right, attractor is selected. Oh my god, this is so awkward. Oh, I forgot about the parcel bags on the back. I was going to say, look at this cunt now, walking right close to my car. People are so fucking nosy, they get on my tits. Right. You see, you have to be careful because I'm about to set an intent and I don't want to attract a bell end and I don't want to get there and there's some knob staring at me standing right close to my car. Because that can happen. Right, we want a novelty. Attractor. Generate. Something novel. A novelty. A novelty. Something I will find a novelty. No true anomaly available. I'm going to try one more time, guys, and then I'm going to quit for today. Because I can't take you geocaching today either, because it's getting dark. I have got a geocache I plan on taking you to show you. In fact, really, I could take you to one of mine, but I ain't even checked on mine for a while. It'd be better to take you to one of mine than to show you where somebody else's is. But there ain't many of mine still standing. They're dead, man, because since I've had the house, I haven't played geocaching. I haven't looked after them. Geocaching was something that I did during my spiritual awakening in the last 12 months. I was in that 11-year relationship for, and I was even litter picking then to get me out the house. That's why I had like 77 geocaches hidden around the town. But over time they get damaged, the council disturb them, animals disturb them, kids find them and wreck them, or people just steal them. I don't get that myself, because it says all over them what they are when you find one, and it's part of a game piece to put it back where you find it. And if you want to play, log on to the geocaching app. This is Randonautica, but yeah, so this is third time's a charm then. 1.6 miles. Maybe I'll do a power. Okay, I'm going to put it on in a power. On an app out. Just put it back on a track. Just stick to a tractor. Stick to a tractor. And it was something novel. Right, last time. Yeah. Something novel, something novel. A novelty. A novelty. Something novel. A novelty. A novelty. It's going quick, longer than us. It's got one. Fuck me, it's got one. A tractor anomaly. Oh my god, that's only round the corner from here. That's mad. Because, like, I was planning on filming something else for you today. Now, if I go around there, I can film the other thing for you today while it's still light really quick. Okay, then. The Z-score's 4.20. The power's 2.62. And it's within the radius. Start journey, then. Yeah, save the point. The point was a novelty. I know it's one of the industrial units, so we'll see which one it's taking me to. Bookmark. Funny that. Oh, is that where I hired a car from the once? I think. It's close to it. The Novelty. Well, it's 3 minutes away. We'll start the journey. There we go. And we'll see where it's going to take me. Okay, I'll bring you back. Right, I've arrived at my point. And the place I'm at is called Top Mark House. And, it's interesting. Some fuckers going in the lorry behind me. There's a dodgy taxi parked up here and it's reg. Spells out the word signal. SG110JL. And in front of that, there's a highway maintenance lorry with Clwyd transport on, which is like Wales, which is like a novelty because I'm forever speaking in Welsh. And then there's the novelty of the ghosts that Welsh Kells sent to me just last week. Now this dodgy fucking van, dodgy van, which is probably just a sunshine bus taking special people to bingo. I don't know. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to get out of the car. He's about to drive off, I think. Or I'm about to get murdered, guys. Yeah, that blue building that's the side of me, that's Top Mark. Well, I didn't know there was a taxi. I mean, he could just be on a break. Lastly, just what I'm going to do to show you something else. Okay, for sanity's sake, I'm just going to show you what I'm seeing. That's actually the taxi. There's the Clwyd transport. There's the taxi signal, and that's the blue building, which is Top Mark. Blue is also a novelty with me at the minute because everywhere I go I'm finding and seeing blue shit. And yeah, other than that, it's... What the hell was that? Someone just popped its head up right there. Oh, it's a bag. It's a bag, guys. I can't zoom in anymore, but there's a bag. See it popping up right in the corner there, behind the bars. You watching? See it? I shit my fucking pants then. It's just a trapped carrier bag blowing in the wind, I think. That is novel. That's a novelty, because I thought it was a boo ghost. It ain't happening again. It's fucking dark in there, isn't it? It's like Mecca Bingo car park. There is no way I'm messing about around there. Well, all these back streets, this is like the back rooms of Wednesbury where I'm at. Oh, that's funny though, isn't it? How nothing happened again. Oh, for God's sake. I really don't want to get out of the car. There's a car coming. So. It's a good finish, Joe. Okay, so 10 yards away from that pin, that Randonautica pin, I just spotted this. Abbey, preferring for a greener future, with the number 66 on the back as well as others. And that ALG algorithm, ALG T300 algorithm. But that, guys, Abbey. Ain't that what Polyfox put up as a members only video today? Like they went to an abbey. Anyway, just saying.
If the truth can be told so as to be understood, it will be believed. Human history represents such a radical break with the natural systems of biological organization that preceded it, that it must be the response to a kind of attractor or dwell point that lies ahead in the temporal dimension. Persistently, Western religions have integrated into their theologies the notion of a kind of end of the world. And I think that a lot of psychedelic experimentation sort of confirms this intuition. I mean, it isn't going to happen according to any of the scenarios of orthodox religion, but the basic intuition that the universe seeks closure in a kind of omega point of transcendence is confirmed. It's almost as though this object in hyperspace, glittering in hyperspace, throws off reflections of itself, which actually ricochet into the past, illuminating this mystic, inspiring that saint or visionary, and that out of these fragmentary glimpses of eternity, we can build a kind of map of not only the past of the universe and the evolutionary ingression into novelty, but a kind of map of the future. This is what shamanism has always been about. A shaman is someone who has been to the end. It's someone who knows how the world really works. And knowing how the world really works means to have risen outside, above, beyond the dimensions of ordinary space-time and casuistry, and actually seen the wiring under the board, stepped outside the confines of learned culture and learned and embedded language into the domain of what Wittgenstein called the unspeakable, the transcendental presence of the other, which can be sectioned in various ways to yield systems of knowledge which can be brought back into ordinary social space for the good of the community. So in the context of 90% of human culture, the shaman has been the agent of evolution, because the shaman learns the techniques to go between ordinary reality and the domain of the ideas, this higher dimensional continuum that is somehow parallel to us, available to us, and yet ordinarily occluded by cultural convention out of fear of the mystery, I believe. And what shamans are people who have been able to decondition themselves from the community's instinctual distrust of the mystery, and to go into it, to go into this bewildering higher dimension and gain knowledge, recover the jewel lost at the beginning of time, save souls, cure, commune with the ancestors, and so forth and so on. Shamanism is not a religion, it's a set of techniques, and the principal technique is the use of psychedelic plants. What psychedelics do is they dissolve boundaries, and in the presence of dissolved boundaries, one cannot continue to close one's eyes to the ruination of the earth, the poisoning of the seas, and the consequences of 2,000 years of unchallenged dominator culture based on monotheism, hatred of nature, suppression of the female, so forth and so on. So what shamans have to do is act as exemplars by making this cosmic journey to the domain of the Gaian ideas, and then bringing them back in the form of art to the struggle to save the world. The planet has a kind of intelligence that it can actually open a channel of communication with an individual human being. The message that nature sends is transform your language through a synergy between electronic culture and the psychedelic imagination, a synergy between dance and idea, a synergy between understanding and intuition, and dissolve the boundaries that your culture has sanctioned between you. Become part of this Gaian supermind. I mean, I think it's fairly profound. It's fairly apocalyptic. History is ending. I mean, we are to be the generation that witnesses the revelation of the purpose of the cosmos. History is the shockwave of the eschaton. History is the shockwave of eschatology. And what this means for those of us who will live live through this transition into hyperspace is that we will be privileged to see the greatest release of compressed change probably since the birth of the universe. The 20th century is the shudder that announces the approaching cataracts of time over which our species and the destiny of this planet is about to be swept. If the truth can be told so as to be understood, it will be believed. The emphasis in house music and rave culture on physiologically compatible rhythms and this sort of thing is really the rediscovery of the art of natural magic with sound. That sound, properly understood, especially percussive sound, can actually change neurological states, and large groups of people getting together in the presence of this kind of music are creating a telepathic community, a bonding that hopefully will be strong enough then to carry the vision out into the mainstream of society. I think the youth culture that is emerging in the 90s is an end of the millennium culture that is actually summing up Western civilization and pointing us in an entirely different direction, that we're going to arrive in the third millennium in the middle of an archaic revival, which will mean a revival of these physiologically empowering rhythm signatures, a new art, a new social vision, a new relationship to nature, to feminism, to ego. All of these things are taking hold, and not a moment too soon.
Okay guys, this is my last video clip. After that Shaman song, YouTube on the TV went ahead and auto-played something related. Check this out, this is the next song. You all know what that is, right? Just to remind you the relevance of this. Back to this earlier. Something novel.